Was that the
alcohol?
It was okay. So through no fault of his own, and through her poor decision making, she was trying to ruin the time of this man's maybe only chance to see live football all year. Now, in that instance, he might be sitting there thinking, I know she's fine. She's just drunk, as she always is. Allegedly, I'm not saying I don't know this girl's name or anything, so I don't know anything. But hypothetically, he could be sitting there just being like, typical Tampa housewife. Always just sloshed 3 sheets to the wind. And now her drunk ass is going to ruin my only chance to watch my beloved Bucs in live football action. I have the car keys. I know what hospital they're going to take her to. Paramedics, please. Take her. Make sure she gets hydrated. Make sure she wakes up. She'll be fine. Give her some Pedialyte there in the emergency room. Send me the bill. Whatever. But my ass is sitting here with my one cold beer, not like that fucking drunk. And I'm going to sit here and watch my beloved Buccaneers and their backups go to work. Again, don't condone.
Yeah.
But I can understand the thought process.
Are you ready to rep your team like never before? Then it's time to gear up at the Stay Tuned Sports Merch store, where we have everything you need to flex your fanhood in style. Throw it back with our exclusive 8-bit NFL helmet tees. Pixelated perfection for the old school football fanatic. Need something cozy for kickoff? Our Stay Tuned hoodies are built for bold fans and chilly Sundays. Decorate your den with championship banners that scream victory, because legends deserve a wall of fame. And for those early morning hot takes, grab a Stay Tuned coffee mug, or better yet, brew up a cup of our very own Stay Tuned coffee. Smooth, strong, and made for those perfect football Sunday mornings. So whether you're tailgating, couch coaching, or just vibing with your crew, we've got the gear to keep you tuned in. Head to bit.ly/StayTunedMerch right now and level up your fan game. Stay loud, stay proud, stay tuned.
Ryan Day bitched, cried, and moaned. Got Ohio State and Big Ten to go complain to Fox, and now Fox and the Big Ten are trying to find a way to spin this and say, oh no, see, guys, no, it wouldn't be Ohio State, our biggest member, one of our biggest members, and a defending national champion, and one of the programs that bring in the most money for the conference and the network and stuff like that. No, it's not them. We just decided that we were going to make sure and not have the most important guy that we just hired for tens of millions of dollars and his sports company to try to save our cable company. That we're going to make sure he's not on for the last hour because, we don't want ratings, really. We just want to spend millions upon tens of millions to hundreds of millions of dollars and just waste it all and not have any return on ratings whatsoever. You're expecting me to believe that.
Yeah.
That's what that's what Fox Sports and Ohio State are telling me I should believe. No, I'm not fucking stupid. 4th and 1 for the Eagles. Are they going to go for it? Are they kicking the field? Jalen Hurts to go back on the field. 4th and 1.
Guess he didn't learn his mistake.
Dude, if they don't make this, just Philadelphia will explode. We will hear the shockwaves from where you are. We're only about we're both 90 miles away from Philadelphia. Yeah. We'll hear the shockwave. It'll be nuclear. Do they stop it?
That's
they
a
stop
long
it?
Yard.
And they do the fake like you wanted to do, and he doesn't get it. He does not get it. And they leave 3 points on the board when they could have tied it. And it is a turnover on them. Oh my God.
Fucking fire him.
How we doing, Jimbo?
I'm doing better than probably you from last weekend.
Well, no, I was just going
to
to say that. I was just going to say that yesterday I had a tooth extraction. I had an infected tooth. It was not great. Very painful. Very painful. But both before and clearly after. Getting a tooth pulled, never great. Anybody's ever been to the dentist, not great. Got stitches in the mouth, not great. Although I do have to say, it's only the second most painful thing I had to suffer through this week. You know, other than watching the Giants. And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. You notice I can't quite be as exuberant with it. The mouth still healing. I'm your boy King. That is your good friend Jimbo right over there. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, if you like any part of this particular program, channel, anything that we do here, which again, starting off the season, like we said, we're not going to miss anything. We're going to be super vigilant not to miss anything. And of course, then in the middle of football Sunday, my tooth is like, man, something's really wrong here. And when we got off of the live stream for the Packers-Lions game, I had the full intention of doing the Ravens and Bills game, which, boy, would that have been fun to, hang out and talk with everybody about. Wouldn't that been great? However, the tooth said, no, you're not. And, of course, that had to go. Then Monday night clearly was unable to go. Tuesday, not great, which was, of course, when I had the tooth finally pulled. Thank God I did. Did x-rays. There was an infection in there. It was down going towards the nerve and the jaw nerve or whatever. That would have caused problems. I could have lost my jaw, and then I'd be talking like, I wouldn't be talking. That'd be something, which I'm sure a lot of people would probably enjoy. A lot of people would like that. Anyway, back to the original point. If you'd like to go ahead and give us a like, share, subscribe, helps the channel out tremendously. If you like any part of this, that's great. Also, we have links in the top of the chat and in the description below this video for our donation station, our merch store, our Discord, and of course, voting for my nephew Thomas to be Youth Athlete of the Year. Go ahead, give him a couple votes. I think it's double votes right now, so you can go and give him 2 votes, or if you donate a certain amount of money, like you donate $10, you get 10 votes, but instead now it's 20 votes. It helps them out.
Oh, okay.
It's great, fantastic. Plus, it all goes to great causes. The V Foundation is one of them. The Why Not You Foundation, all that stuff. I believe it's run by the R3 brand, Russell's 3 brand. It is, which might be the only good thing that Russell Wilson is doing right now. I don't want to say anything too bad because I don't want to ruin my nephew's chances or anything like that. But he does great work in the charity spaces. So go ahead, give my nephew a vote there. Now, Jimbo, obviously we weren't able to have a show on either Monday or Tuesday to talk about the season that happened. So we're going to, the week that happened, week 1, season 2025 here for the National Football League. A lot happened. A lot went on. Let me ask you simply, as to start this off, your thoughts on the week that was from all the way from Thursday with the Eagles and Cowboys up on through Monday night, which was another hell of a fourth quarter game and comeback there from the Vikings over the Bears. Week 1 as a whole, in toto, as they say. Your thoughts?
Kind of surprising. Like the teams that we thought were going to be the top 5, top 6 teams of the league this year, kind of skated by in a way against the teams that they were playing that weren't as good that we thought were good. That was surprising to me. The Chiefs was not surprising to me. Just like the description says, just a wacky, weird
weird,
week.
wacky, wild stuff. Well, here's the thing: week 1, week 2, week 3, they're always going to be not what we expected. It's always going to be that way because we have this idea based on the previous year. We have these ideas based on what we see limitedly. Is that a word? I just made it, so it is. What we see in a limited capacity. There we go.
There we go.
From preseason, things like that, and practices and training camp, whatever. Like, we only see bits and pieces, and we're using recency bias from, again, last season and stuff like that. This is a new season. Players have moved around. Things are changed, everything like that. So I think a lot of the initial thoughts and perceptions are off. They're always going to be off on week 1. And also sometimes you get surprises. Like, let's not forget last year in the first 2 weeks of the season, the Saints looked like world beaters. They destroyed the Cowboys by like 30 points. Then they put up another 40 the next week. I think they played the Panthers the next week. They put like another 40. And then ever since then, they were fucking trash. They were garbage. But those first 2 weeks, people were like, boy, are the Saints a new juggernaut? We have to start looking at the Saints as being, wow, Derek Carr finally found his rhythm and the offensive coordinator they had. And, Dennis Allen maybe finally found something. No, none of that happened, and all of them are fucking gone now. So, it's you got to be very careful with week 1, how you look at it, if you take too much from it. Also, don't be too hard on yourselves, like everybody out there.
Yeah.
Like I look at my top 12, which we will get to here in a moment, since we weren't able to do the countdown, and the Booty Cheeks 5 as well. And there's some change there. And I think that was because, again, those were made 12 weeks ago, even before training camp. So we were really working on last season and the draft when we made up this particular power rankings list that we have. So a lot's changed there. And I think to everybody out there who thought they knew what was going on, except for ELS. Apparently ELS knew what the hell was going on because in our Friday forecast pick'em league, ELS won the week with a 15-1 record, lost only one game. I didn't even look at which one it was. I don't care. He did well. Because, again, you did 11-5. I was 10-6, which, to be fair, not terrible in a picks week. Not the worst as far as picks goes. But, boy, ELS just fucking stomped us in that. So, apparently, he did know what was going on. There's at least, at this point, if you want to pull a parlay, talk to ELS, man. ELS knows whatever his picks are. That's what I'm going to start doing some bets for. Speaking of which, ELS in the chat and Hamster with us. Great to see you, boys. Hamster, first of all, he's bitching kind of like Crafty usually does about all our intros. Eat shit. ELS says the Packers will be wearing their all-white winter warning uniforms this Thursday. Yes, because when I think of winter warning uniforms, I think of it still being summer. We're still in summer. And they're going to wear the winter warning. All right, guys. I get wasted on a Thursday. That's fine. That's that's okay. Like, again, if you're going to wear a stupid uniform, wear it on Thursday. Thursday's made for stupid uniforms. And I got to say, that Packers winter warning one, pretty stupid uniform. I know you like the Packers. I know you're a big Packers fan, ELS, but it's a shitty uniform. ELS, I forget what he was referencing there. The Colts game. He picked Miami. So the Colts again. And this is a point I'm going to bring up too, is that now that we've seen that game, in particular, the Colts versus Dolphins, and everybody's like, well, let's relax on Daniel Jones. Let's relax with the Colts. It was the Dolphins they beat. No, but clearly Dolphins, one of the worst teams. Going into that game, like on some of the pick sites, like it was somewhere between like 75 and 90% of the people were picking the Dolphins. Everybody's like, "Oh, Dolphins are winning this game. It's gonna be an easy game. It's gonna be good." Now you listen. You can't do that. You can't go there and say, "Oh, Dolphins are gonna win this game. It's an easy game," and then say, "Oh, the Colts won and Daniel Jones looked good, but he looked good against the Dolphins." So it's like, you fucking picked them. So eat shit.
And it's not like the Dolphins have like nobody. They got Tyreek Hill. They have Tua.
Well, they might not have Tyreek for long, Mr.
Yeah.
allegedly might have started beating his wife or girlfriend or whatever again. Allegedly, he's being investigated. The NFL is already going into a personal conduct policy investigation for him. So, Hamster, to be fair, the Giants didn't trade Barkley. I said Giants shouldn't have traded Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley. We didn't trade Barkley. We just let him go. Like, ha-ha! We didn't even get anything for Saquon. That's how smart we are. At least Jerry got 2 picks for fucking Micah. You know, we got nothing. Oh boy. Okay, so I guess what we can do, we kind of merge things here. We'll talk about week 1 while we go ahead. And we'll take a look over at our countdown picks, our power rankings picks, and, of course, our power list rankings picks, of course, as everybody knows, the beautiful, the wonderful, the Booty Cheeks 5. Man, your fucking laptop is fighting for its life. In case anybody wants to know what that fan noise is, that is that man's laptop fan just burning for his life. My great goodness. Okay, so now that we've talked all this shit, again, my head is still kind of wonky because I did have a tooth pulled. So if I seem a little off or weird, that's why. It's not because I'm
more than normal.
Completely unprepared. Well, yeah, more than. I mean, ELS in the chat says King and Jimbo. My picks. Oh, he's just giving us his picks for this week. Okay. And ELS, I'm going to point out right now, there's one of your picks right there in the first 3 that I don't know why you're picking that. That's just fucking, that's just silly. Anyway, let's bring up the Booty Cheeks 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Jimbo, every week, we're going to give you our bottom 5 NFL teams before, of course, we go ahead and look at our top 12. But for the bottom 5, let's see what we have here. At number 28, coming in for us both. Hey, we both have the Titans. So you have the Titans exactly where they were. I have the Titans actually moved up 2 spots. They played, again, not great, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But the fact they were able to hang in a game with the Denver Broncos, a team that everybody figured would mop the floor with them, the Titans' defense played better than expected. Cam Ward showed moments. I would be willing to say, not a fantastic great start, but let's be fair. Jaden Daniels didn't have a first 2 great games either going into last year. So I'll give Cam Ward a break. Yeah, they lost, but that's why I moved the Titans up. You clearly left the Titans where they were. They lost, but you think not bad enough to where they either go down or move up out of the Booty Cheeks.
Yeah, I know it's going to sound like an oxymoron, but it was an impressive loss.
And I know people like to say there's no such thing as an impressive loss, moral victories. We can look at Jets as column A there, which, by the way, spoiler alert, the Jets are not in my Booty Cheeks 5 this week. And no team that can put up that amount of points against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is going to be in my Booty Cheeks. I love that we named this the Booty Cheeks 5. That's such a great segment. Coming up to 29. This is where me and you are going to have a talk. This is where me and you have to have a little bit of a discussion. I have the Saints. I moved the Saints all the way up. Again, valiant effort, better than I thought. That's why I had the Saints at dead last going into the season. They played well enough. Again, they still didn't play great, and they certainly didn't look great wearing those fucking uniforms that looked like my nephew's Pee-wee uniforms when he played for the Monroe County Saints with the gold uniform. Like, that was just, it looked like a Pee-wee uniform, so it was not great. But overall, not bad, Saints. Not bad. Yeah. Again, a loss that was more impressive than I thought, so that's why they're not dead last in the Booty Cheeks for me. Jimbo, again, we had thoughts about you having the Jaguars in the Booty Cheeks 5 anyway.
Yeah.
Then they win rather impressively. Now, granted, you could sit there and say, well, it's the Panthers, but for a team that you had as the worst team in your Booty Cheeks 5, to win like that, they're 1-0, and you still don't have them out of your Booty Cheeks. Explain yourself.
Well, I mean, I still don't believe in them. And 16 points, yes, but it's the Panthers. If they're as good as you say they are, they should have won by 25 or 30. But I did move them up. I didn't leave them there. They're slow.
They should have been there to begin with. That's the ELS says the same thing. They should have even been there. Well, I don't know why they were in the bottom 5. Crafty is wondering who number 32 will be. Great to see you, Crafty. Boy, when I tell you, you're going to be shocked at who 32 is. Coming up on 30. Again, this seems to be a little bit more normal. You have the Saints there at 30. You have them against same spot. No change for you. Brand new team for me. I have the Panthers in there. Boy, it looked like that glimmer of hope that we had last year in the last half of the year there for the Panthers. It didn't carry over. Bryce Young did not look great. The rest of that team did not look great. Yeah, they're going to have to figure out something soon, or Tepper's going to have a very short leash, in which case Canales is going to be gone. Bryce Young is probably going to be gone. And it's going to be yet another restart there in Carolina.
I mean, it's not a good look when your so-called franchise quarterback is losing and he's more worried about the Jumbotron, hide the ball cup game or whatever during a commercial break.
No, not great. It's not great. Crafty in the chat says, I'm sure I can find 5 worse teams than the Jaguars. I certainly can. Jimbo apparently cannot. So I don't know what to tell you about that. ELS has given his booty cheeks 5. It's funny he has the same team on there twice, which is hilarious. Which, yeah, I agree. I actually agree with that. I agree with that, ELS. 31. Jimbo, he has the New York Football Giants, where I have the Miami Dolphins. And just so that we're not jumping over everything with their confusing talk, 32. Jimbo has the Miami Dolphins, and I have the New York Football Giants. Jimbo, why did you put the Dolphins below the Giants as your worst team in the NFL after Week 1?
I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this. You probably
not. Probably not.
I think the Dolphins team as a whole, offense, defense, coaching staff is more of a mess than the Giants. Giants defense, Brian Burns had a good game. Scatterboo on offense.
Scatterboo! Had -3 yards.
Yeah, but he was the only bright spot of the offense. Dolphins, I mean, Tyreek Hill hasn't had a 30-yard catch in over a year, 360 some days or whatever they said.
Yes.
McDaniels, I seen the press conference from, I think it was yesterday. He seems like he thinks he's playing Madden at home. I'm just gonna stand up here and pretend this is all fake. This is not real.
You kind of. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of remind me of Mike McDaniel a little bit. You kind of have that same little bit of look, kind of same cadence, kind of oh man, just
minus a couple $1 million.
Yes, minus a couple $1 million and the capri pants and the boat shoes. I'm gonna be honest. The deciding factor for me was the Dolphins scored a touchdown on Sunday. You know who was the only National Football League team that did not score a touchdown in Week 1, Jimbo? Let me see if you can guess who that was. The
Jaguars?
I really do fucking hate you sometimes. I really do. But
I'm trying to keep it cool with
no,
you.
There's no. Like I said, the tooth extraction and the tooth infection that I had to deal with on Tuesday, since Sunday. Which actually might have been exacerbated and caused by watching the Giants, the tooth extraction was the second most painful thing I had to deal with this week. The first, obviously, being watching the New York Football Giants with that Ozempic-sucking fucking piece of shit, Brian Daboll, just continuing to do the same shit. And here's the thing. I've got the stitches, so I can't yell. I can't really scream or yell the way I want to. But, oh, boy, if you can out there, just with your minds, absorb how much I want to yell and scream. And you've seen me rant, and you've seen me go nuts. So you have an idea of what I really want to say and what I really want to do here. But holy shit, this team is bad. And it's always bad. And again, we've seen it. Xavier McKinney leaves the Giants, has an all-pro fucking season. Absolute all-pro season. Saquon Barkley leaves the Giants. Ostensibly should have been the MVP, but they don't give it to fucking anybody but quarterbacks now. But was the offensive player of the year. Should have had the rushing overall title for single season rush yards if they didn't sit him for the Giants, which he was a little salty about, and I can understand that as well. And now we see Daniel Jones in his first game away from the Giants dropping fucking dimes. Looking good. Wow. I think he even said on the Pat McAfee show interview he did, he was like, it was just, I'm glad everything went well. I had time to throw the ball and do things like that. It's like, yeah, he had time to throw the ball. He wasn't getting constantly attacked and murdered in his own backfield.
Yeah.
Wow. What things can happen when you get just the smallest amount of football knowledge and attention taken. And again, what did the Giants do to address the offensive line this offseason? Fucking nothing. And again, people are saying to put in Jackson Dart. People are saying, oh, bench Russ. Russ was the problem. Guys, I hate to tell you, it doesn't matter who the Giants put in there at quarterback. It's going to be the same story because we have the same coaching staff. We have the same general manager. Everybody there is the same. It's just the same shit over and over, and people still want to suck Brian Daboll's asshole for some goddamn reason. He's a good coach. He doesn't have the right quarterbacks, and he doesn't. Why? Daniel Jones seems to be doing really good for Steichen right now. Everybody in Indianapolis was so pissed off. Oh, we're going to be terrible. We have Daniel Jones. Why would they pick Daniel Jones as a starter? Because they see what he does in practice. They see how he is in the building, and now you see what he did on Sunday. And people are going to sit there and say, well, it was the Dolphins. Yeah, but again, 75% of you motherfuckers were picking them to win the game and saying the Colts had no chance. A lot of people were confused as to how the Colts were even a favorite. They were a 1.5 favorite, which means that the money was on the Dolphins because, home teams automatically get the 3 points.
Yeah.
Or give the 3 points. So they're automatically 3-point favorites at home. And they were down to a 1.5. And still people were like, oh, the Colts shouldn't be favored at all. And then after the game, you want to sit there and say, oh, well, they played the Dolphins, so we can't give Daniel Jones credit. Bullshit. You talk shit beforehand. Now give flowers when they're due. Again, it's going to be another test coming up this week for Daniel Jones to see what happens. But that's just my point. Is just the Giants suck. They constantly suck. And they duped everybody again. We're going into the preseason. It looks like we had good vibes. Everybody's vibing. It's like, oh, maybe things have changed. Well, the locker room feels good. Nope. They okey-doked us all again. They did it again. They did it again.
They even got me, too. Like, I mean, if you see, like, I didn't have them ranked last week. And I just looked at my list now. I had them 26th. Like, even I believed in them just a little bit.
Yep.
And after watching that game and calling that game,
nope. Not a fucking chance. I have a feeling the Giants are going to be in the Booty Cheeks 5 for a very long duration this year, if not the entire year. But yeah, that's just. I'm very upset. I'm just very upset. By the way, ELS, his Booty Cheeks 5 are the Titans at 28, which he matches up with us. Here's the Giants at 29. Boy, you're being real fucking favorable there, my friend. He's got the Panthers at 30, the Saints at 31, and the Dolphins at 32. Like I said, the Dolphins at 32 is fine. I get that because did they look bad.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, special teams, the Dolphins looked bad. Tua looked awful. Like, they looked bad. But they scored a touchdown. Guess who didn't score a touchdown? My favorite team, of course. The only one. God fucking damn it. Hamster says, I'm so excited about Penix. As we always knew you were, my friend. You're a big fan of the Penix. Future is bright, and Cam Ward. I said Cam Ward didn't play as bad as you'd think, and didn't play great. But again, the Titans, they showed good enough. They showed good enough for me. All right, so now that we've done the booty cheeks, let's run quickly through our top 12. Get this all knocked out. I don't want to spend too much time on this. We'll just kind of run quickly through it and do all that nice, fun stuff. Wait, which way does this start? Because okay. So we're going to start down here. Obviously, for 12, we have Jimbo. He's got the Steelers coming into his top 12. 1-0, their victory over the Jets. Defense didn't look fantastic, but looked, the boy, Aaron Rodgers. If this is going to be Aaron Rodgers all year, if we're getting, what was that, 3 years ago with the Packers MVP season, Aaron Rodgers? Yeah. We're talking, this is exactly what the Steelers wanted. Something's got, maybe it's the defense, maybe something was wrong there, or maybe Justin Fields has just found it a right home with the Jets, because that's by far the best Justin Fields has looked in his career, was that game right there with the Jets. The Jets, again, on the two teams whose supposed strength was their defense, we got 66 points out of this game. That's insane to me. Of course, I have the Chiefs dropped all the way down. I have the Chiefs all the way. I
can't believe that.
That they are number 12. Again, they did not look great. They showed signs. They were still there. They came back. That Mahomes and Kelsey connection is still there. Again, something up with the defense to the point where you've got Tranquil and Chris Jones going at it. In which case, I actually think Tranquil was in the right there, which is something. But again, that defense seemed to be a mess. The Chargers took advantage. Herbert looked great. But boy, the Chiefs have a lot to figure out. And that's why they are, to me, they're barely holding on. They have to look better this week. Who are they playing this week? Eagles. Oh boy, what a game to try to get right on. They do get to play at home, so that is something. They are playing at Arrowhead, but Jalen Carter gets to come back. He's going to be spitting mad. Oh, see what I did there? So I don't know about that. I don't know, but there we go. For 12, I have the Chiefs. Jimbo has the Steelers. At 11, Jimbo has the Rams. I have the Steelers, so I have the Steelers only one spot up. Again, same reasons. Jimbo, you have the Rams. Where I forgot how I marked. Why do I have this so small? I got to see this bigger. Anyway, I have the Rams. Oh, I'm sorry, I have the Steelers at 11. You have the Rams. Why do you have the Rams down there at number 11? Again, it seems like they played well against an opponent that you thought was good in the Texans.
Yeah.
But it took to the end. And Landman getting the peanut punch to get the fumble at the end to seal the victory for the Rams. Why do you got them down there?
I'm pretty much like what you just said there. I mean, they did play good against a team that I think is a good team. Yes, they won, and I know you're against the whole if a team wins, they shouldn't drop down type thing, this and that. But the other teams I have above them, I think, were slightly more impressive in week one.
Well, I'm not necessarily about that because, again, you can have a win that doesn't look great.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. And I actually believe I have a couple of those in here as well of, teams that won, but they probably took a little bit of a hit. So, actually, let's see what we have next. At number 10. For both Jimbo and myself, we have the Broncos. Hey, we got the Broncos, both at 10 there. You have them down 4 spots. I have them down 3 spots. Again, they won, but you can't struggle like that against what was the worst team last year with a rookie quarterback. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So, again, they've got to play the Colts coming up this week. I think that is another home game for the Broncos, so we'll see how they do against Danny Dimes coming in there, and see if that Colts. Because here's the thing: if the Colts win this week, that's going to be like, all right, this isn't the Miami Dolphins. The Broncos have a good defense. supposedly have a good offense, but again, Bo Nix had a bunch of turnovers. It seems like they didn't trust the running game. They were very pass happy, and I've heard some Broncos fans be like, it's worrying me how pass happy Sean Payton is becoming. Like, they're very worried about that. So that's what I'm wondering. Your thoughts about the Broncos and why you have them there.
No, like I said, same thing. Tennessee going up against that top-notch defense, played decent, and Bo Nix, like to kind of take the Sean Payton thing a step further. It almost seems like he wants to pass so much to say, "Hey, I told you guys I got the right quarterback in the draft. This is the right guy." Like, okay, he's a good quarterback now. Play as a team. Don't try to push this thing.
Maybe that could be. Number 9, ladies and gentlemen, Jimbo. He's got the Vikings up 2 spots from where he had them at 11. I have the Buccaneers down 3 spots from where they were. Again, I thought this was a game that the Buccaneers should. Now, again, divisional games are always tough. But the fact of the matter is the Buccaneers made a lot of mistakes, and it came down to Younghoe Koo missing a kick. You know, that again, and who knows, overtime, maybe they win anyway. But I feel like if you wanted to put your stamp on this season, be like, hey, we are contenders this year. This is a game that you had to win and win convincingly. And they didn't. Penix kept the Falcons in the game. He played very well. And for a lot of this game, it felt like maybe Amster's right. Maybe the Falcons, this is where maybe this year they start moving up. Again, at the end, they made plenty of their own mistakes and couldn't get out of their way. And that's why we are where we are with this now. But again, I felt like there were other teams I needed to put higher, and I didn't want to knock the Bucs out because they did win eventually, but that's why I have them knocked down 3 spots. You have the Vikings again at 9, up 2 spots. Again, for 3 quarters of that, it looked like they were going to be out of the top 12. And then that fourth quarter happens, and maybe J.J. McCarthy just started finally feeling it. Maybe somebody showed him some communists on the other side of the line, and he was like, full-on McCarthyism took over. I don't know. But it seems like that if that's the J.J. McCarthy they get regularly, not just waiting till the fourth quarter to win games, if that's the guy they get, that eventually, kind of his rookie game, settled down, first NFL game, if that's who they're going to get, Vikings are going to be a problem.
Yeah, and I mean, going into the season with the Bears, there was a lot of excitement with Ben Johnson coming over, and can he, finally get Caleb Williams to play like a number 1 overall draft pick. And, we'll get to the Lions in a little bit here, but maybe Ben Johnson was the reason for Detroit, and that's why I have them Vikings moving up 3 spots instead of just 1 because of a close win.
Well, 2 spots.
Or 2 spots, sorry.
You got them going up 2 spots. That's what I gave you. You could see it. You see it says plus 2.
Well, yeah, see, it's frozen. So Discord's frozen on my end.
You froze Discord? What happened?
Stuck on the Rams and the Steelers.
Oh, no.
You know what? Let me back out of the stream.
Yeah, why don't you go refresh that? Because we've got number 8 coming up here. And for number 8, Jimbo, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, which we've discussed. I have the Rams. I put the Rams at no change. I kept the Rams where I had them. I thought it was a good win. I think the Rams should have won by a little bit more. But again, the Texans are a team that a lot of people felt good about. Not me in particular, but a lot of people felt good about. You included. You think they're going to be the winners coming out of the AFC with fucking 15-2 or whatever the fuck it was, some ungodly number. I don't know about that, which is funny because you didn't have the Texans in your preseason top 12. So you had them winning the AFC in your Friday forecast predictions, but you didn't even have them in your top 12.
It's just like the Chiefs last year. They were 15-1, but they sucked. So
well,
they're
again,
still 15-1 though.
you have the Chiefs. You knocked them down 4 spots. We talked about the Chiefs already a little bit and why you had them, about what you thought about them, and then clearly that's why you knocked them down 4 spots.
Yeah.
Offense looking iffy, defense shambles. Boy, that is going to be one hell of a game to try to come back from there against the defending Super Bowl champions. That could get ugly on Sunday. We will see. At number 7, Jimbo has the Green Bay Packers up 5 spots from the 12 spot. I have the Vikings up 2 spots. Again, we talked about the Vikings earlier. I moved them up 2 spots, same as you did from their spot. Again, impressive fourth quarter. If that's the J.J. McCarthy they have moving forward, Vikings are going to be dangerous. Packers, you moved up only 5 spots there to 7 after crushing the defending NFC North champion Detroit Lions. Do you think they could have moved up more, or do you think 5 is the right spot? Were you debating that at all?
So this game to me, this Jordan Love was the Jordan Love of the last 10 games 2 seasons ago. If this Jordan Love played this way for the past 2 seasons, they definitely would have been up farther. It's kind of a case of, okay, they looked really, really good. But are they that good, or was Detroit just that bad?
I don't think Detroit's that bad.
Another week of it.
I don't think Detroit's that bad. And that's what I mean, is that Packers defense, and I'm not saying it's just Micah. They're a good defense anyway. Micah adds an element too. Boy, was he getting pressure all day. And on that sack that he had on Goff, I got anxiety. Watching it, it was like watching a lion hunt a gazelle on the savannah. That was like, oh, no, run away. Don't hurt him. No. Oh, God, he got him. Oh, he got him by the throat. Like, it was not great. Like, it was so, again, I think the Lions do have a couple things to figure out, clearly. They got to, kind of get a shake fit in there, something. They got to retrofit a couple things and do things like that. I think they'll be okay. I don't think they're that bad, but boy, that was not good. And the Packers they put their mushroom stamp right on it and on the NFC North. So we'll see how that goes. For number 6, Jimbo, you've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers up 1 spot after their victory over the Falcons, and I have, was not ranked. They were not ranked preseason for me. The Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones up at 6. I'm sorry. People can sit there and bitch and moan and say, oh, well, it's the Dolphins. It's the Dolphins. The Dolphins suck. Before the game, everyone thought the Dolphins were going to win the game. And Daniel Jones sucks. And the Colts got no defense. They don't have anything that. Colts shut everybody the fuck up on Sunday. And now people are trying to find excuses and talk about how bad Miami is and all that stuff. For now, right now, if you watched week 1, I'm sorry, you can't say the Colts aren't one of the 12 best teams in football right now. You can place them in different spots. I get it. I understand it. But to me, the Colts are definitely one of the best teams in the NFL after week 1. We'll see how they do after the Broncos and see if they can stick around or if this is a one-week wonder situation, which we had a lot of last year. But that's why I have the Colts there at 1-0 at number 6. Not ranked before. They are now. Jimbo, of course, you have the Buccaneers there. We talked about them a little bit earlier and their victory over the Falcons. and whether, again, you only moved them up 1. I had them down 3. But you give them a little bit more credit. You said, hey, you know what? Tough opponent, divisional opponent. And you had to deal with that big throbbing Penix. So, and boy, Penix was good. Like, let's be honest, in that game, he had that first off in that goal-to-goal situation, first to get the first down for the goal-to-goal, to stretch and make that, which they first said he didn't. And then on that touchdown stretch, where you see him and, like, he's already fully stretched out and the ball's at, like, the 3-yard line, yet somehow he's still able to stretch more. He really stretched that Penix out and was able to extend himself, maybe with some extends, maybe with some gas station pills. We don't know. But he was able to extend that Penix to get over the goal line. Again, I think some Falcons fans need to call a doctor if their Penix stays that extended for 4 hours or more. But what a great job by him. But yeah, understandable that you gave the Bucs a +1 after that. And now we get to the top 5. Jimbo, you got the Chargers up 4 from your previous spot. I have the Ravens down 2 from where I had them at 3. Chargers. My whole thing with the AFC West this year was the Broncos might be that team to unseat the Chiefs. Chargers, they could be there. Maybe they're going to be a playoff team as a wild card or something like that. And maybe they and the Broncos fight for second place, or they and the Chiefs fight for second place. But I never thought, I always thought as the Chargers of good, but not there to challenge the Chiefs yet.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Chargers look good. Herbert looks good. Joe Alt did an amazing job on that front offensive line. That Chargers defense came to fucking play. And again, having to play an international game as one of your home games kind of sucks for them. But looked good. Looked very good against that Kansas City Chiefs team.
Yeah. And for me, even when I think it was towards the end of the second quarter, beginning of the third quarter, that Chiefs kind of seemed like they may have figured out a little something. They just put it right back on. It wasn't like they faltered and got scared and crumbled underneath the pressure.
That was very impressive. They didn't charger it. Exactly. And I know that's been everybody's thing for the last, 10 years now with the Chargers, is that they get there, and then it looks like they're going to win the game, and then they charger it because they always do.
Yeah.
And they didn't charger it. And like you said, every time the Chiefs came back with a little bit, it's like, oh, maybe the Chiefs are going to get momentum now. Maybe they got it. The Chargers said, "Nuh-uh-uh, you didn't say the magic word." They completely nedried them and put the foot on the throat again and did that. The Ravens I have down there just for the simple fact of my whole point with the Ravens up and down has been, in a clutch situation, they're not clutch. You're up 15, you're up 15 points.
Yeah, 15.
With 4 minutes left.
Yep.
And yet somehow you fuck up so badly that you lose the game. It's the most Ravens way to lose. Lamar was having an absolutely brilliant night. Derrick Henry, brilliant night. Zay Flowers, brilliant night. Defense was okay. They were playing all right. It was what it was. But then in that last 4 minutes, once they got that fumble from Derrick Henry, it almost felt inevitable. It almost felt like, oh, the Ravens are going to lose this game. And sure enough, they did. And that's so Ravens. It just, there's no other way to explain it, because they have all the talent in the world. They have all the ability in the world, but they are so not clutch from the coaching, from the players. They have all these talented players, but in the clutch, they fucking fold. And once the Bills started applying a little bit of pressure on the end of the game, they folded like a cheap fucking suit.
Yeah.
So that's why I have them down there. I moved them down 2 spots. At number 4, Jimbo, you have the Redskins all the way up at 4 for beating the Giants? How did you move them up 4 spots for beating the Giants? I moved the Redskins out of my top 12 because they should have beat the Giants by fucking 30. And the fact that they did it was terrible.
I was expecting the sophomore slump to start off early, and Jaden Daniels just looked good. And I will say, I think that the Redskins are going to give the Eagles a run for their money.
No, not at all.
This season.
Not at all. I got to say, if the Eagles play the Redskins, it'll be close because it's a divisional game, but I think the Eagles will probably end up sweeping them. The Redskins got to show me a little bit more. They got to show me a little bit more, because playing like that against the Giants? Yeah, fuck off. You get out of my top 12. Go to hell. Again, I have the Chargers here. We just talked about the Chargers, why I have them there. I moved them up 7 spots. I moved them up big spots because, again, big game against the Chargers internationally. Seeing something new here from the Chargers. Let's see if they can keep it up throughout the season. At number 3, you have the Baltimore Ravens. Decided not to change them at all. I have the Packers moving up 9 whole spots to number 3 because, boy, the Packers seem real. I mean, that Packers team seems real. The why did you not move the Ravens?
Well, first I'll say about your Packers pick. That's just strictly a kiss-ass pick towards the ELS.
Why am I have no reason to kiss ELS's ass anyway. What am I doing? Dude, I got enough problems. I don't need any trains falling on me out of the sky,
Even though the Ravens collapsed there in the last 4 minutes of the game, they were still a very good team.
Boy,
they're still top 3-4 team.
Absolutely. But listen, if we did this based on 3.5 quarters, the Bears would end up being in the top 12 here somewhere. You know what I mean? You gotta finish the fucking game, man. And again, what has been the Ravens' biggest bugaboo since forever? They can't finish clutch games. The same thing happened in Buffalo during the playoffs, which is why they were at home playoffs while they were watching Buffalo and Kansas City play in the AFC Championship game because they should have been there. And everybody wants to point to the Mark Andrews drop, but there was the Lamar fumble. There was they had key plays that they kept on fucking up in that game, like the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs 2 years ago. You led a Chiefs team that everybody said was not that great. They ended up winning the Super Bowl, but you're like, the Chiefs, they're all right. They haven't been playing the best this year to the point where they had to go on the road for the first time for an AFC Championship game, and you played so poorly and so disorganized that you lost to the Chiefs. Yeah. And Zay Flowers had 2 mistakes in that game, and Lamar had that throw in a triple coverage for some part. Like, again, for all the talent in the world that they have, and they do, like, nobody's questioning that. When it comes to clutch situations, boy, they fall apart. And, again, I don't see how you can keep them where they are based on that. Like, again, I could see not putting the Redskins above them because I don't know why you have the Redskins there either. I would have the Chargers above them. Like, I haven't.
Honestly, I did think about putting the Chargers up there to that spot and bump the Ravens and the Redskins down 1, but I don't think the Chargers, like if the Chargers and the Ravens played, I don't think the Chargers would win. It'd be a close game.
Maybe not. Again, we don't know, but it depends. If it gets down to will the Chargers or will the Ravens? I mean, it might come down to that, and if the Chargers can change that, which they seem to be trying to change that narrative right now, that might work. Okay, number 2. Jimbo, you have the Buffalo Bills, and I have the Philadelphia Eagles set at number 2.
Here we go.
Now, at least you have the Bills there at number 2.
So it begins.
And just, because we're going to be talking about it all, we'll reveal the number 1. Obviously, Jimbo has the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Buffalo Bills. Jimbo, why do you have the Eagles there at number 1 and the Bills at number 2?
Again, I think this may possibly be the future Super Bowl matchup. But I
very
think
much
the Eagles are the better team. I think even hold on, let me take a step back here. We are the better team. As long as Adoree Jackson is not the fuck out there.
Adoree Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Too bad you're stuck with him.
Yeah. And we keep on bringing other positions in to try out, and cornerback's not one. Don't know how he's doing there. But, I just think the Eagles are a better team. I might be biased with the pick there and maybe the Bills, but this could even be like a 1A, 1B. Like they are very, very close.
That's kind of my thinking of why I had them where they are. Again, I thought the Eagles struggled far too much with a Cowboys team that we all thought was. Now, is that a case of maybe the Cowboys being better than we thought? Or is that a case of the Eagles shaking off a little Super Bowl rust? or, a little hangover there maybe, which, again, it seemed like Sirianni was prepping them not to have. Was it because you lost your star defensive player before the game started because he started to spit on the quarterback? That could be. But that also goes to team discipline and everything else like that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
The Bills, again, for 3.5 quarters, they played well, but boy, they were letting the Ravens just take it to them, and Derrick Henry was just running all over them at will. Lamar Jackson was getting first. Like when you saw Lamar Jackson get that like 2nd and 25 run when there was like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I'm sitting there like, boy, this is fucking done. They're gonna do this, and then Derrick Henry runs for another 35-yard fucking touchdown. I'm like, this is done. Like this was done. Like what are we even doing?
Yeah.
And then the Bills somehow, some way, find a way to win. They get back in that game. Now, again, we can't get earlier in the season than where we are. This is week 1. But This is one of those games that can define a season for a team and be like, hey, no matter what situation we're in, no matter how dire it seems, boy, we can fucking win any game we're in. And that's dangerous for a team that has the reigning MVP on it, that has, okay, let's just put it, it's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
The Bills are Josh Allen, and they go as that team does. They go as he does. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Tooth, hurt, eat shit. So I really think that right now, after week 1, this is what the title says, top 12, like, after looking at that first week, boy, it's hard to say a team that beat that Ravens team that we watch. We all watch it on Sunday. That Ravens team is fucking something. And for the Bills to come back and beat that team, like I had no choice but to put them at number 1, considering how they looked, especially at the end of the game, and how the Eagles looked kind of overall against that. Because here's the thing. If CeeDee Lamb can catch a fucking ball, Eagles probably lose that game. And that's a crazy thing to think about. Yeah, no, I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, that's, and I'm not even saying it to bust your chops. I'm saying it. If CeeDee Lamb could catch 2 of those fucking passes he dropped, Cowboys are all of a sudden in a situation to win that game. And who would have fucking thought that a week and a half ago when they're fucking trading Micah Parsons? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they go after week 1. There's you only dropped the Lions out of your top 12. I dropped the Lions and the Redskins. Like I said, I couldn't move the Redskins up, and I was moving them down, and I looked at other teams that I had. Like, I had to put the Steelers in there. In my mind, I had to put the Colts in there. And I'm like, who am I knocking out? And I know the Chiefs lost, but I still think the Chiefs are a better team than the Redskins right now. And again, the way the Redskins looked against the Giants, they should have crushed them. And the fact that they didn't is crazy. But there you go. There's our top 12. Jimbo's got the Eagles, Bills, Ravens, Redskins, Chargers, Bucks, Packers, Chiefs, Vikings, Broncos, Rams, and Steelers. I, myself, your boy King, however, has the Bills, Eagles, Packers, Chargers, Ravens, Colts, Vikings, Rams, Buccaneers, Broncos, Steelers, and the Chiefs. So now we have to talk about a couple other things here. By the way, ELS, he gives his top 12 here. He's got Kansas City at 12. He's got the Broncos at 11, Steelers 10, Rams 9, Vikings 8, Redskins up at 7, Ravens are at 6, Chargers 5, Bucks. Why he's got the Bucks all the way up at 4, Packers at 3, Eagles 2, and Bills 1. So yeah, we're pretty good. Our top 3 is the same, so that's pretty cool. Hamster says, Lloyd and some people here are giving shit to Hamster, although Lloyd, your lines didn't look great, so
yeah.
Let's relax. Although that catch by Tesla, if there's ever been a better garbage time touchdown catch, I don't know what it is, but man, that Tesla kid got it. That's for sure. Hamster says his conspiracy theory for this year is that the NFL's rigged it all so the Bills can win it and they can open their new stadium next year with the banner game. That's some deep scripted conspiracy on that one. I don't know. We'll see. Listen, if the Bills win the Super Bowl, I don't think you're going to find too many people that mind too much. You know, people kind of like Buffalo.
True.
They got a soft spot for him. Everybody likes Josh Allen. We get to see more of Haley Steinfeld. That's never a bad thing. So
Rather her than Taylor.
shut the fuck up. I'd rather see the Bills and Chiefs again in the AFC Championship game and have those two cat fight in the middle of the field. That'd be nice at time. I'd watch that.
There you go, halftime show.
Yeah, in baby oil because we could steal it from Diddy's parties. Oh, don't too low. How dare we disparage Diddy? We all know where Jimbo lies on the Diddy thing. He's like, don't disparage Diddy. What a weird hill to die on. Why are we dying on the Diddy hill, man? What are we doing? Oh no, I minimized the thing. I didn't mean to do that. A couple more things to talk about here. The 49ers just can't stop being injured. Kittle, he's on the IR with hamstring, obviously, issues. And now we just learned today Brock Purdy is a long shot to play on Sunday and might be even longer. He's got a shoulder injury and a toe injury that he's dealing with. So that's fun. Remember early on with the Friday Forecast, I was like, man, if the 49ers can stay healthy, they could be. Well, they can't fucking stay healthy. They just can't do it. So that's where we stand on with that. Is there anything else? Let me look at some of our breaking news here. Well, we know the Jets, they cut Xavier Gipson after the kickoff return fumble. Jets holding people accountable. A bit of a change from the Robert Saleh administration. This is what I mean. And if this is the changes that Aaron Glenn's going to have there, good on him. And again, maybe the Jets will be good, maybe they won't, but it looks like they're going to be fucking fun to watch.
Yeah.
Unlike the other residents of that fucking mausoleum known as MetLife Stadium.
I mean, I had fun, but continue.
God, shut the fuck up. I'm not too sure about anything else. We do also have to make our picks for Thursday night. And again, pretty good one. I think this one's going to be a pretty good day. Thursday night's going to have some good football here. You've got, what do we got? We got the Redskins going up to Lambeau to play the Packers on a short week. As ELS said, his Packers are going to be wearing their winter warning uniforms in, summer. So, I guess the Starks are eventually, right? Winter is coming, but I guess, it seems a little early for that particular get up. But
yeah,
looking at that game, Jimbo, again, I'm trying to find any other news here. There's really not too much going on here. What are you thinking about that game? What do you think about that particular game? Redskins all the way going up to Lambeau.
I mean, I was going to take the Packers, but since ELS said I need to take the Packers or he's going to drop a train on me, I'm going to go with the Redskins. No, but seriously, I'm taking the Packers. They did look very, very good against Detroit. Even if they have a slight step back from that Detroit game, I still think they'll beat the Redskins.
Yeah. I'm going with the Packers as well. I think the Redskins can be good, and I think they're above average. I think they're an above average team. Again, I started off the preseason with them in my top 12, but right now, based on what we've seen, again, we can only go based on what we've seen, what we see, what we know, how things are. You're going to have. Now, again, Micah's working on a short week. Everybody's working on a short week. Here's the good thing for that, though, is that now the Packers kind of get a bit of a mini bye, and you're giving now Micah 10 plus days to absorb more of the playbook, get more into the system, which is going to be really scary for their third opponent, which I don't have in front of me right now. But it's really hard to see right now, after seeing what the Packers did to the Lions, somebody going into Lambeau and coming out with a victory or even if the Packers lose, it'll be a close game. But right now, I don't think the Redskins are there to the level that we saw of the Packers on Sunday. Again, any given day, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But boy, do they, to me, the Packers look good. Could be a closer game than some people expect. Maybe the Redskins make a challenge of it or not. I'd say, what's the spread on the game? Do we even know?
No, that I did not look up yet.
You should be our gambling guy. You got, let's see. Look up NFL betting lines. What do we got? Packers 3.5 favorites, 3.5 point favorites.
Okay.
I would take the Packers into points. I think the Packers are going to win by more than they'll win by 4 or more. I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Hamster says Vegas basically has it as a pick 'em because the Packers are only favored by 3.5, and you get 3 points. Yes, you get the 3 automatically at home, but that also means since the number went up, that money is still going on the Packers. So, not a ton, but not a lot. Lloyd says I can't root for the Washington football team until they change back to the Redskins officially, and that's inevitable next season. I don't know if it's next season. We might be looking at a couple seasons, and I don't know if it's inevitable. I got to tell you that. I'm not sure about that either, but I think it's going to happen. Hamster says Packers win and Redskins cover. Boy, Hamster's thinking it's going to be a real close game there. I'm not sure if he really thinks that or if he's just needling ELS. Hamster does both. He does do both. So we'll see. But again, I think it could be close. It could be, but I think the Packers win by. I think they win by more than 4. I really do. They look. I mean, again, they look that good against the Lions. They look good. Anything like that. Before we head on out of here, Jimbo, any final thoughts again on Week 1? Again, we're looking forward to Week 2. We'll talk to everybody about that on the Friday forecast when we make our picks for that. But again, there's not too much other stuff going. I mean, Tyreek Hill allegedly beating the shit out of a woman again. Taking out his frustrations with the Dolphins on your lady friend is never the way to handle things, ladies and gentlemen. So he continues to allegedly be a piece of shit. And also may allegedly get traded back to the Kansas City Chiefs, which
I did see that.
This might throw a wrench into that. So we'll see if there's anything substantiated here, if it's true, if it's not. Again, he's got a history. So it's hard to see, be like, we'll wait to see what's on his side. It's like, we'll use allegedly for now, but it's a very light allegedly. Let's be honest. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Lloyd wants to know, Jimbo and King, is it true Lions fans are born into losing? Well, to be fair, Lloyd, if we're going to be honest, over the last 50 years, if you were born a Lions fan, you were born into losing. That was the Lions. That's just facts. To be fair, when I was born as a Giants fan, the Giants were in the midst of fucking quite a terrible run in their history. But guess what? When I was born, that's when they started turning that around. You got Lawrence Taylor on the team. You had Phil Simms. You had Harry Carson, Carl Banks. All of a sudden, what do we know? I turned 5 years. I'm 5 years old, and that season the Giants go win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying I'm the best luck charm in the world. I'm just saying. Fortunes changed when I came upon this earth for the New York Football Giants.
Ooh.
See?
I just thought about this, and
What's
then
that?
we became friends.
Right.
And I took all your good luck, and now we have 2 Super Bowls within the past.
So
5
that
years.
means we have to stop being
8
friends.
years.
So go fuck yourself. I hate you. Die in a fire. No, obviously not. I'm not going to say that. That would be terrible. But yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it kind of has been all shit since we've been friends.
Yeah.
This has been 15 years of fucking football misery, and it's all your fault. So while I might say maybe it's not, my luck is gone or anything like that, I do blame you. I blame you wholly for the position that my New York Giants are in, and I will never forgive you at all, ever. So, we are friends, and we will be friends for the foreseeable future. as far as I could see. But also go fuck yourself. No. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this very weird episode of Staying Tuned Sports. Like I said, I'm still working from a tooth extraction. Again, the only drugs they gave me for the pain was ibuprofen, which is kind of bullshit. Like, thank God I had Edward here to help me out and do that. I've never been a proponent of things like that. But boy, if I didn't have that, because it got once the Novocaine wore off, once the painkiller wore off from that. Oh boy, oh boy, not fun. That was not great. But yeah, clearly a very weird episode. But I wanted to get something out here, even with the stitches and everything in the toe. I'm fairly sure I'll be able to watch the game tomorrow with everybody. So I certainly hope that you can join us for that. If you liked any part of this weirdness and madness and just all over the placeness that this show is, please give us a like, share, and subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. If you want to donate any money to us, we have links in the description for our donation station and our merch store. Also, our Discord link is down there. Also, go vote for my nephew Thomas to be Athlete of the Year, Youth Athlete of the Year, and make his dreams come true because he deserves it. Just simply for having me as an uncle. That's a terrible fate. Nobody deserves that. But Jimbo, final thoughts here?
Yeah, I guess the precedent's been set. It's okay to punch players in the head, but can't spit at or on, and you get fined.
Yeah, it was a good
Chiefs Chargers game.
Yeah, no, that was a good left hook though.
Yeah,
and in the Cowboys game, the Cowboy he just holed up and just cracked the guy in the face. That's a good blocking technique. I think it works. I think that's fine. By the way, I'm being threatened in the chat by Hamster. He says you better be here tomorrow. So I guess I don't have a choice. I will be here tomorrow, or there are threats against me. Thank you very much for that, Hamster. But until then, and then of course the Friday forecast where we'll make our picks, and you can make your picks too over at our Picks League. The link is floating around somewhere. It's definitely in the Discord if you want to go join that and find out as well. Until then, I've been your boy King. That is your good friend Jimbo. This has been Stay Tuned Sports, and we will see you mañana.